Okay, cool. Right on. All right. This is going to be a shorter session. Yeah. It's going to be a shorter session, and the goal is really just to get the to fix up a little bit the way we're trying to upload the vertex data, and maybe add the request animation frame loop. Pretty much just gonna copy paste from the the WASM Gen demo, and then maybe like think out loud about how it works. I already looked into it a little bit just because I was confused about something and asked a couple questions, so hopefully there won't be too much friction in understanding it, but I didn't really look at it in depth. So like, yeah, within this next half hour, I don't know if we would do all that, but all right. First thing is, well, let's bring up Vim. Hey Pedro, how's it going, man? Cool. So yeah, I don't know if you caught the beginning of this, but I'm just gonna do like a little bit here, like because I have to run in about a half hour, and yeah. So anyway, where are we? So we want the example thing. So yeah, I was thinking about this a little bit, and this whole idea of creating an array buffer and then returning back the float32 array. I don't think we really want or need to do that. I think what we really want is like the only time we actually need, yeah, the juicy passwords, right? Yeah, if you actually, the truth is it's live, man. Like if you go back to the playlist, it's in the previous video. So let me know if you, oh really, no sound right now? You're not hearing anything? No sound? That's really weird. It's showing me that there's like meters here. Let me see if I hear it when I play it back as like a feedback loop. Testing, testing. No, I do. I'm hearing sound. Turn on your speakers. Wait. Okay, cool. Awesome. So yeah, man. Yeah, also I just had this surgery, like, was it yesterday even? Yeah, I guess it was yesterday. It's kind of hurting me a little bit. But anyway, right. So jumping in here, this isn't going to make much sense on one foot, but picking up from yesterday, or the day before, or whenever it was that we did this, we had this idea of like realizing that in order to upload data to the shader, to the GPU, we need to pass it as a float32 array. Native Rust vectors of like float32s don't work. Like it won't let you do that. You have to pass it as a float32 array. And it turns out that there's actually a demo. I've kind of been like trying to do everything from scratch and understand it by looking at the docs. But for this, I got a little too confused and couldn't figure it out. And it you can kind of see why. It's like this weird stuff of like messing around with the memory that's allocated by like the WebAssembly. Like this is just kind of weird. So if we go to the, where are we? That's not really where we want to go. Oh yeah, here. Okay. So if we look up the WebGL, I think that's what we want to look for. Oh, updated 7 days ago. That's interesting. All right. That's cool. Yeah. So, where are they uploading that actually? Right, it's this whole section here. Hey, Anders. What's up, man? Yo, with both y'all on here, I wish this was going to be a longer session, but you just missed me saying that this is like me squeezing something in really quick at the end of the day of work before I head home. So it's going to be a super quick one. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, so looking at the official, like, you know, WebAssembly WebGL example, they do this weird thing of uploading the vertex data through, like, you know, this whole funky thing. And I'm not sure I understand basically what the idea is. I think the idea is that, looking at just here at the nice highlighting, that by doing this, we can actually upload the data as a float 32 array by pointing. Okay, cool. So yeah, I mean, I'm explaining it also for anyone who's watching, but also for myself. Like, it kind of helps me to think out loud, and like, so that I know that I'm just not, especially this, since I just copy pasted it, I want to kind of like understand it a little bit better. So this idea is that instead of like copying we have this like vector of float 32, right? And instead of copying that into this like float 32 array, I think what this whole thing is doing is letting us map the pointer, like what the vector is pointing at, and like map that to a float 32 array, and tell WebGL to upload that directly to the GPU. And that's pretty awesome. You know, the idea there is, I guess, that like there won't be any copying or anything. It's just like bam, like just uploading it. So yeah, yesterday when I was playing around with it, you know, I kind of had it backwards a little bit and was thinking that we want to get a float 32 array, but we don't. Like, why do we want it? We just want to use it to upload. Like, we don't actually want to pass around float 32 arrays in Rust. We want to keep these native, I don't know if you'd call it what do we call this? Like, I mean, it's a vector, but it's like I think Rust has a word for it, but it's something that is like a box, a vector, all these things, I guess a smart pointer, like something that points to data on the heap. But yeah, that's what we want to pass around, not these float 32 arrays. So instead of create array buffer, what we really want to do is like upload array buffer. And okay, so then what we want to do, well, actually, you know what, we want to give it a buffer, right? Give it a target. Yeah, I'm not sure which one we want last. Doesn't really matter. We're not like in this, like in the partially applied unary space where like it really matters. So whatever. No, sorry, buffer. Buffer. Oh no, is this going to give us like issues? Okay, well, first of all, we want to just take a reference. We don't want to take ownership of it. Here, 1 second. I'm just going to like comment all this out for right now, just because it helps to see what's going on. All right, let's like separate this out also. Data equals, right? And then this, the upload is actually, we want a result. Like we do want to get it as like a, like we want to handle errors from it, but one thing at a time, right? Okay, so, and data, and buffer, right? So this we want to take it as a reference. We don't want to take ownership of it. Why are we getting errors? WebGL buffer, fine. Okay. Hey, so expected WebGL buffer got an option. Why? Oh, is this, does GL create buffer? Let's check the docs for that. Says, WebGL rendering context. Okay, yeah, we're getting an option back. Okay. Like later on, we'll want to handle errors properly here, but for right now, we're just going to unwrap it. What? Why is this giving us? Okay, no, that was just a temporary weird thing. Okay, cool. So, yeah. Right, so we also want to, yeah, okay. Oh, this is, we've used buffer in like both places. That's not what we really want. So let's give these like better names here. We'll call this like the WASM buffer, not the WebGL buffer. Okay. Oh, all right, that's cool. So bind buffer also wants it as an option, so we don't even have to unwrap it. Fine, we'll just keep it. In fact, I think, right. Okay, expected WebGL buffer found reference, no. What's bind buffer expecting? It's my like funky bandage thing falling off. All right. Put a new one on later. Okay, yeah, I mean, it's expecting an option of a reference to a WebGL buffer, so why? Oh, right, we just pass it in as it is. WebGL buffer. Yeah, cool. We don't need to unwrap it here. Why is this? Okay, 1 second. Expected. Found. Oh, right. This is where I'm getting a little bit confused. Also, like, is it gonna drop? I guess it doesn't really matter because inside of it is a reference. But okay. All right. Expected. Found. Expected a reference to the buffer. Found why? So I guess we have to, that's where we have the .as ref, I think, because that'll turn it into, yeah, all right. That's kind of funky, but I feel like we can make that a little cleaner, but good for now. All right, so now we want to make this like float32 array from the pointer in the WASM buffer. Cool. Good. feel like type, let's say buffer type is, I'm not sure if this is really a U32. Let's see what happens when we try and pass it. Like anyway, I actually want to put this here. Yeah. If I'd really call it a type or a target, we should probably see what the actual, but okay. Let's go look at what bind buffer takes. Oh, it actually compiled. That's interesting. Right. Didn't expect that. Oh, target. All right. Right on. So buffer, let's target. Cool. All right. So I think, is this a view? What are we getting here? Let's see what subarray gives us. Like I know I could go look at the reference that, like the demo in the WASM bindgen, but I want to like try and figure this out proper. So, right. So JSSys now, we're not in WebSys. So JS, whoops. Yeah, JSSys. Float 32 array. Okay. Oh, so why? It's kind of confusing. All right, so subway. Oh, all right. Okay, so right. Okay, so that just gives us. Oh, all right. We're getting a float 32 array of the of like the pointer to the values, like the start and end of the values in memory. So that's cool. So float 32 pointer. I know it's not really a pointer, but I think it helps me think of it like one right now. All right, so now what we want to do, I actually am going to go look at the WebGL demo, because I think what they did was they used like an array buffer view, an array view, whatever it's called, data view. And I don't know why. If we already have the float 32 array, like why don't we just pass the array buffer? So WASM bindgen WebGL demo. Oh, by the way, I changed the YouTube streaming settings, so it should, if I did it right, it should be better latency now. Like we shouldn't have those like crazy delays. So hopefully that's true. All right. So yeah, what they've done. So vert array, fine, and then where do they pass that? Yeah, buffer data with array buffer view. Like, I think there's actually a couple buffer data with array buffer. I would think that yeah, like what's that about? Okay, cool. So yeah, Paige, last time Anders dropped in, it was like these crazy delays. It was really bad. It seems like there is still a delay, but I think it's like better. But anyway, all right. Oh, that's funny. Array buffer. So, okay, cool. So the I think that might actually be a mistake in the demo here, where they passed. I think this is actually a float32 array, not an array buffer view. Yeah, cool. All right, I'm glad the delay is better. Awesome. That might like get worse and worse like as the stream progresses. I don't know if it's like this accumulating thing. Yeah, I don't see why they're passing. I almost feel like this should be without an option, and it should just accept any object. Like this shouldn't be called with array buffer view. I think it's worth like filing a thing about that just to ask. GitHub, where's the repo? Where is it? So that's the thing, Pedro. So where we're at so far is that I don't actually have it doing anything on the screen yet. Sorry, I wish I could. I mean, it's worth, I guess, seeing to compile and see if we're getting errors. Yeah. So you missed all the unit testing stuff. Not really unit testing, like throwing stuff at it and seeing what errors we get testing, but not like real units. Anyway, now we have an error. What is this? Mismatch types expected, float array. I found it. What? Oh, right, because we're. I guess we don't even want to return an error yet. Oh, we are getting an error. What is that? What's memory returning? Resolve. Oh, okay, fine. Oh, that's actually what we want. Yeah, good. Whoa, what happened? All right. So in the happy path, we're not getting anything back because we're just like calling this thing and we don't expect it to get anything back. But if it fails, we do want an error. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take like what I had before, just because it like kind of makes sense to me. That maybe I'll file that ticket later. In fact, let's like put all the GL calls here after we have our pointers. Okay, so target. What was I thinking here? This isn't really. Expected. Oh, right, buffer. Oh, that's why I had that. All right. Whoops. Okay, cool. So yeah, that should work. I'm just gonna put this use program before. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think we're actually gonna get anything. Yeah, and that was where we got stuck before, like, you know, why aren't we getting data? Like, why aren't we getting stuff? That's what I wanted to get to, was the request animation frame like cycle, because I think that will make it easier. I think that's why the spectre.js Chrome tools isn't firing. I think because we actually have to do this stuff like in a loop. Or at least it'll like catch the next render cycle. But I'm not sure. I think it will help though. You know what? Man, I have like 15 minutes. I don't know if I should really like try to do that. Might as well. You know what? I'll just copy paste it and then deal with thinking about it later. So again, we're looking at the. Oh wait, one second. With I32, maybe that was the problem. Maybe because I didn't use I32. No, I did. So I just want to look at this a little more. So we have a float 32. Yeah. Oh, it could be because we're using float 34, isn't? No, we're using float 32s. Maybe I have to do like this, like give it a type. No. Just want to make sure it's actually getting to this point also. So console log 1. Actually, I think I already wrote a function, right, to logs. Oh, all right. I've never actually written a smiley face like that before. That's interesting. All right. Okay, should have rendered. So it is getting to that point. That kind of sucks. Why is this not? The other thing I'm thinking is just that maybe I messed up something in the vertex code, but it's not doing anything really. It's just, you know, like passing the points through. So I don't think that's it. And the fragment should just be coloring it like red. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's the issue. Right. Okay. So let's go back and get the Wesson BindGen request. Yeah, man. Yeah. I have a few more minutes. Let's look at, fuck. Sorry. All right, enable. No, that's all good. Should I enable it? Yeah. Okay. Done looking at this thing. Let's get the request animation frame demo. This code is crazy. I didn't understand what the hell they were doing here. I really want to sit with it at some point and think about this. Not like this run thing. This is a nice thing I want to add at some point of, like, you know, a good starting off point. But this, like, this immutable borrow to the closure of a box with another, yeah, it's just crazy. But yeah, let me. All right. We have to use it. By the way, just like side point, do you ever feel weird like with non-programmers, like you have STD everywhere? It's like kind of wonky, but whatever. either. Don't care about that. We don't ever want to drop it. Let's just like get this thing working. All right, suddenly it's not as complex. And there's no way of like stopping it now, but okay, where is request animation frame defined? Oh, okay. Start ticker. Okay, that actually makes sense, sort of. I really want to sit with this stuff, this like clone and borrow mute thing. But like if this compiles, that's cool. Great. Okay. So I think what we want to do is now render, just like call render here. Render. Oh. All right, what we really want is we want all this inside of this start. Right here, let's call this start ticker. Right here we have this is where I love Vim. Shit. We didn't hear that. Okay. All right, let's bring all this stuff in. Okay. Explicit lifetime required in the type of GL. Oh, man. All right. Well, why? Oh, are we moving GL? Oh, shit. Okay. That's interesting. We can't like clone the GL context. I still don't get like what we're supposed to do in terms of specifying a lifetime though. All right, first of all, I just want to see that we get this like logged every tick. We should have this like should have rendered thing. Okay, let's see if we're getting that. Yeah, nice. Okay. This is where I think I'm just confused about closures in Rust. Like this move keyword, I think what it means is that like we then take ownership of everything that's all the stuff that's outside of the closure gets moved into the closure. So for example, if we have this this F, which points to up on line 46, so this is now going to be moved into the closure. But then GL is also going to be moved in, and then it gets dropped when the closure leaves, and then we're in trouble. So I want to like borrow some things and not borrow other things. But also, why do we need ownership? Like, can we just not do that? Okay, it's still telling us we need it, so that wasn't the issue, I guess. I mean, I don't get why. Oh man. This is all super confusing also. Maybe we'll get more info if we look at the okay, lifetime static required for the closure. I mean, but it's not static. Like the GL context is created somewhere. GL. Okay, I mean, this is what it wants us to do, is to say that this lives for the life of the program. I don't get why that worked at all. We still have an error somewhere. Where's our error? I have to figure out like the keyboard, the shortcuts to jump to an error, not just a warning. Okay, start ticker. Borrowed value does not live long enough. Exactly, right? Because it's not static. So fine, I guess let's just give it a lifetime parameter. It's not static. See if that helps anything. I don't get why it would, but yeah, okay. So this particular case is, so Pedro, it's like what we're running into right now is sort of the WebGL stuff, but not really. It's the Rust ownership and borrowing stuff. So I think like I don't know how to specify. Yeah, so what I would normally do in this case, if I had more time for sure, I would jump on IRC. There's a great active IRC community, and also there's a Rust users forum. So I think the next session, I kind of made a rule for myself that I'm not going to touch this project unless I'm live streaming. So even if I jump on like later tonight, I have to do something in a couple hours, but I might have a little time before that or after that. So the next time I jump on, I think I am going to start with that, of like posting this issue and jumping from there. But it's kind of like I think the issue I'm running into is I want to Rust specify lifetime parameter in closure. It's like an owned object that was moved into the closure. It's not really the argument. Yeah, that's not what I want. For moved into closure. Oh shoot, then I really gotta go. Yeah, you can see I already hit this link. Why Rust closures are hard. See that somewhat, dude. They're hard as. All right. Or maybe the closure itself, I need to specify. Yeah, all right. This is where I need to like just get going, I guess. But this is pretty amazing itself. Like that, like look at these error messages. Like as hard as Rust is with all the ownership and lifetime stuff, like these error messages are amazing. Like I saw arrows and everything, right? Due to conflicting requirements. Note first, the lifetime cannot outlive the lifetime A as defined on the function body at line 45. That's amazing. Okay, so start ticker A, right? Yeah. Okay. To be continued. Later, y'all.